Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Colin Ulrich, and thank you so much for coming for another Subscriber Saturday, actually Submission Saturday. I've been meaning to change that title. Today, it is a 2v2 over here in Company of Heroes 2. This was sent in to me by someone whose name I cannot share right now, and frankly, I don't even know who it is on this game, who they're playing in this game. What I can say is, I was told may not be the top tier play, but you know what? From time to time, we definitely want to see some interesting, different things going on here. But in any case, let's get to the players. So, in the blue trunks right here, it is Lina Wuelcke playing as the UKF. They are bringing on in Royal Engineer Regiment, Royal Artillery, and Vanguard Operations. So three fairly standard individuals. Let's actually kick this down for half a second here, back to half speed. The US, in the meantime, over here on the yellow trunks, he's no coward though, it is Sunchip. He's got Infantry Company, Heavy Cav, and Rifle Company. Not often seen that Rifle Company. From the German side of things in the blue trunks, in the purple trunks down here, already selecting his Assault Support Doctrine, it is going to be HiScore squared. And his buddy up here as the OKW, it is Easy 8, maybe bringing in Breakthrough, Luftwaffe Ground Forces, and Fortifications Doctrine. The map itself is Semoisky Winter, and kind of good that Semoisky Winter, because if it was the standard Semoisky, I would just see machine guns here, and maybe here to lock down that one, and here to block that arterial, and just, it wouldn't be anywhere near as much fun. But the Winter, well, it's cold, guys, and when it's cold, war becomes just that much more hellish. First action's happening already, so we are going to see Sunchip's troops are running into a couple of Volksgrenadiers. Pioneers, in the meantime, shifting on forwards. Looks like HiScore is coming up with a couple of machine guns as an opening here. Placing one already down to the south, and his second one shifting over here to the center part of the field. Honestly, putting it like right here is not a bad idea. Putting it in the church is not a bad idea. Sunchip going for a triple rifle opening, though. In the meantime, his ally, or her ally, Lina, is going to have a Vickers and a couple infantry sections, which means that this attack right here is doomed to fail. But surprised they haven't been unloading already. There we go. So expect that suppression right quick. Shockingly enough, there's no suppression. Meanwhile, on the northern sides, we are going to see Sturm Pioneers facing off against Riflemen, against infantry section, and doing a pretty damn good job of it. But alright, so just death and destruction across the map already.
Universal carrier ready for use.
Infantry section does get pushed back by the Sturm Pioneers, and that's not really too surprising, I suppose. In the meantime, Rifles trying to shift forward against this machine gun post. Not going to happen. Drilled down to the earth super quickly. They're going to be stuck, I think, before they take this particular position here. Germans do have the northern fuel, which is kind of surprising, and indeed have also taken the southern one. But that may not last very long, as those infantry sections coming in behind the German lines and to cut off at least this munitions point here. Unfortunately, it seems that the Germans are still able to control a good section of this fuel. And does not look like they know what to do with it just yet. But the right choice being made here, with HiScore going for the MGs as opposed to Easy 8. That MG42 is a monster killer. I don't mean he kills monsters, I mean that rather he just does a really good job of putting out a lot of pain. Meanwhile, that MG34 just never seems to be anywhere near as good. Now, Universal Carrier is going to chase back Sturm Pioneers from Easy 8. And Easy 8, what else does he have? Well, he's opened up a triple Volksgrenadiers. And he's already got himself, actually, a battle group headquarters coming on in. His ally going to battle phase 1. We are going to see a platoon command post ready for Lina Wuelcke. And any sort of tech up? No, not quite yet. In the meantime, Germans do just completely surround these particular guys over here. And an ultra early grenade actually getting called in. Not the best option there, but an interesting one nonetheless. One squad of Volksgrenadiers almost going down here, and this machine gun's completely worthless. Now, Artillery Field Officer would be kind of fun. I'd be nice to see that, and HiScore is just floating an absolute ridiculous amount of manpower right now. And the rear echelons are sent packing, but not before they use that one most annoying ability ever, the volley fire, to suppress any kind of attacking individuals. Rifle, in the meantime, going to be coming on up, but I think the Germans, while losing some tickets, should be able to take this VP to the south, to the north. Volksgrenadiers just coming under a fair bit of fire here. So rushing on in, I would say, don't try to use a Faust, my friend. That wouldn't make sense. And I don't... Okay, I like the mechanized company. Alright. This I'm going to like right here. Having this battle group headquarters with a quick medic being called on, and both German sides can use it. Very, very good decision there. Now, I do want to see... Well, has Lina gone for any sort of... What's the term I'm looking for here? Medical upgrades? No, he's not just yet. I'm wondering if this ammo being called in will serve as that for both allied players, in the same way that the Germans are being assisted by the bunker. Excuse me, by the setup battle group headquarters. Now, Universal Carrier being upgraded to the Wasp variant, Flamethrower is going to do a heck of a lot of stinging here.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
And soft retreats happening. Here should be a hard retreat, definitely. Yep, there they go. Shockingly enough, one guy's not going to get killed from that. Now, we are going to see some P-grunts coming out from HiScore.
Medium armor and rocket artillery is now available.
There we go. And medium armor. I'm not sure I'd call it medium per se. No, who am I looking at? Medium armor would not be how I would qualify the Left Mechanized Company. Now, interesting decision over here. This Wasp is just going to start trying to burn down this church. Well, Germans right now, even though they had a decent start here, they are now down 65 tickets. That's not a great place to be. And these guys, as I said, they should be curving around and going after this Universal Carrier. But they're not going to get that shot off, unfortunately. Had they been more focused on that, they might have been able to get that kill. But as of now, they're going to get burned to death. Not even going to get out in time, I don't think. One. Not a second one. And this infantry section does get pushed back, but it's not going to look lovely. And I think that was a bundle grenade coming on out, as I dare say that was. Meanwhile, in the south, well, Allies have pushed away the Germans quite a bit. While the Germans are looking to take back at least some of the portions of this map going further to the north, I'm calling in a, wait a second. So I thought, but, Oh, battle group headquarters, I guess, was the one they were talking about being, hey, look, we have artillery and medium armor. I'm not sure I'd still call it that, but, infantry half-track, being called on, excuse me, a flak half-track and an infrared half-track, that's what I meant to say, being called on in from, the OKW side of things. Meantime, these Panzer Grenadiers charging across the road, and that sniper just taking a pot shot after pot shot. Now, one thing that's not being used necessarily effectively is the fact that that sniper is way more... his effectiveness multiplies a lot more if he's kept outside of buildings. It's a little harder to see him. Inside of buildings, like, oh, look, here's a sniper. Just want you guys to know that. But being outside of him, that would be a much better option, at least in my mind. I'm an uncultured swine, though, so what do I know? Taking out the Battle Phase 3 already. Oh, wow, that's what it was. Okay. So you're going to Battle Phase 3 super, super fast. Maybe that's why he was floating so much manpower before. But even then, he's still floating a ton of it. US, in the meantime, is trying to lock this entire area down by throwing down some tank traps. Not sure why they're doing that, since this entire area is wide open for tanks. This can be jumped. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But it does look like Sunchip is going to go for a modified meta. Faust. Faust indeed. Now, these Germans should be able to take out this sniper, and they better be able to. What? Nope, but another Faust comes out. And does take out that Wasp, so he has lost some manpower here and there, but it does take it out, that's the important thing. Now my question is, where's that flak half-track going to go? Well, infrared searchlight is just kind of checking out this area here. Keep an eye out in the middle of things. And from the German side, he knows there's somebody in here. And other than that, it's such a strange vehicle, but it's oddly cool. Very oddly cool. Nope, the Americans just kind of hunker down and start making crazy amounts of defenses here. Letting their British allies defend as best as they can. Except that it seems for this one adventurous rifle squad to the north. Gonna run afoul, though, of 2 Peagrens, 3 Peagrens, and any kind of... Yeah, there's some pineapple. Gonna hurt those guys pretty well. But Germans at least back away before losing a model. So that's a bit of a positive there. In the meantime, MG-34s, MG-42s are actually just starting to lay down some fire here and there. And a Bofors being called in. That's bizarre. But I guess under the circumstances, oddly good. Does he take out that Peagrin squad? No, he does not, although he almost does. And that's just about as good. That's not going to do anything. That might not do a whole lot. It's a lot of munitions. I don't know if the Germans can crack this particular defense. 500 to 329. Pioneers coming down to the south. Sturm Pioneers, excuse me, coming down to the south, trying to push back the American position. But there's a lot of firepower here. And more if it's being called in at all time. Now, in my mind, he should be taking up to the major the second he has the opportunity. And this makes 0 sense to me unless you're putting a line of barbed wire right next to it and right behind it. Just saying to me. Now, where is that flak half track? He's set back way the heck over here. That green little thing, could not even tell you what it is at the moment. Locked down, ready to go. Oh, no, handbrake. There we go, that's why. Because I've never really seen people use handbrakes. In the meantime, though, Germans do push back that mortar. So small bits of happiness there for Easy 8. He's been having kind of a tough time of it against all this combined material to the north. Lina Wuelcke going for Royal Engineer Regiment. The better to have that stand fast ability. And that thing is fairly cheap. It's only, what, 50 munitions? Yeah. Pretty nifty. Vickers squad running away, probably get picked off on retreat. There's a lot of firepower. Yep, there they go. And that's the right call. If you can, take it. If you can't, well, maybe what you do is you can always try to do something like throw an incendiary grenade down to burst through the ice. I don't know if that'll happen, but whatever. Germans do fall back, hopefully in time. They're going to probably lose a model or 2 on retreat. That's 1. With all these BARs, that's 2. And not quite getting that last one. Allies still send on a full stack of
Forces have constructed a company command post.
Suppressive fire barrage. That's kind of juicy. Shockingly good. But the BARs, they put out a ton of damage here. And while it's only a couple of them, that's still not enjoyable. P-Shrek's attacking down here now with support of other Peagrens, and it's an entire throw from HiScore. And for some reason they're trying to focus fire down on top of these tank traps. Should be able to take this rear echelon squad. They do. Panzerschreck's down the ground. No, need to pick that up. Pioneers, do they get it? That's a great way to do it. If you're going to lose the troops, at least you're going to turn around and give it to the good idea of a squad here. Increase the firepower of these Pioneers. It's always a good idea. Rifle squad going down again. So Sunchip dropping 2 squads fairly quickly here. Tank trap are preventing this Panzerschreck from being used rather effectively, and that's a bit of a positive for the Germans. But we're going to see a Stuart coming on in for Les Américains. And the Sturm Pioneers are holding their own, surprisingly enough, against 2 squads of American troops. And they're going to get torn to pieces as they retreat, though. So probably dropping another model. No. No, surprisingly they don't. There hasn't been a lot of just overall death, I would say, on the entire battle space. A couple of squads here and there, perhaps. But nothing too nuts. Easy 8, in the meantime, techs himself up to Tier 4. And is giving himself that fortifications doctrine. I don't know. It would be kind of fun to see an LEFH constructed right behind the Stratopanzer headquarters and using that to bombard the ever-living bejesus out of people. But then, again, it could be a bit of an issue. Brits are just hunkering down and just laying down a bunch of stuff here. Modified M6s all over the place. They have a trench. They have this Bofors. And they're calling in a Centaur? That's dumb. That's very dumb. I mean, I'm very... What's the term I'm looking for here? Biased, of course, but that's just not... That's not smart. Infrared, in the meantime, comes down to the south, starts scouting on out with all this kind of material. And the Brits are starting to try to transition to the middle part of the field here. They do have what looks like those weapon racks, so they're getting some good stuff coming on in. And there's a suppressive barrage. But these sappers, or the Royal Engineers, are getting forced back because you don't really want to go and fight STG Volksgrunds. Excuse me, Stuart to the south, and where is that new Panther coming? Well, let's just go into the middle part of the map. Maybe not the best idea. Oh, never mind. Okay. Imagine they could come down here and just completely wreck the American position. As is mob play coming on out. It's mobs everywhere, and this rifle squad's going to get carved to pieces one more time, and he's dead. Mortar team is in play. But already the Stuart's taking Panther Shrek hits. This rifle squad's going to get carved to pieces. He's down. So there's a BAR up for grabs. Stuart comes in. The Stuart's going to die. Panther's going to take him on out. Destroy the engine. That's perfect right there. BAR, like I said, is open. So pick that up. Be a good idea. Not quite doing that just yet, though. What we can say is, well, the Germans are carving a lot of the American stuff to pieces. They find the mortar team as well, so the mortar team's going to get wrecked. And 3, 2, 1, and that's now a free mortar. There's going to be a dead 57mm as well. And maybe even a dead ambo. He could take that and just turn it around. But nope, instead he's just going to shoot the medics to death. So that's a pretty big victory for the Germans. Easy 8 in the meantime calls in a P4 to fight off against this Centaur. Centaur is great against infantry, but lousy against everything else. We see that happen right about now. But with that, the Germans have taken hell for about 17 minutes, but now they have a 2-0 cap. Could get a 3, a trip cap coming on out fairly quickly. And I did just see, I think, a complaint about having a 15-minute Panther. Well, he tacked like crazy towards it, so I don't know why he's complaining too much. And just now having the Americans have nothing left. They didn't call in their major. They're only teching through for 57mm now, which makes 0 sense to me. And indeed, really should just be going heavy cav company, or... Nah, actually don't go rifle company, call in the major, and go for the easy 8s. Problem with that is that he has to have a lot more fuel than he does. So, you know, a bit of a problem there. So the Americans down to just 3 squads. Brits have far more than that. HiScore, who's doing pretty well here, an easy 8. A little bit chunkier, but he's got definitely the chops. But the Americans, perhaps unsurprisingly, huddling back in base, nervous, afraid, trying to get some assistance from the devout spiritual leader. Not sure why they're blowing that up. That just seems so silly. Destroying cover. I mean, like, you want to keep the cover as much as possible, especially if this is one of your defensive positions. Here, here, and here. But I guess not. But no, it's going to be a 17-pounder being called on in, and this is going to be a lot of problems for the Germans if they don't see it. But, hello. That'll be good right there. And Obel Soldat going to get pushed on back for a couple seconds here. But here's the OKW slides on in. It should be able to take out that emplacement right there. It's also a 2-centimeter flak emplacement being put down to the south. It almost never happens, but it's super, super interesting. 17-pounder is going to crush this P4, though.
Flame mortars can be called to attack enemy structures.
17-pounder can turn ever so slightly and start putting rounds doing everything. And the flare ability. Did I miss... Okay, there's the forward observation post. I missed it. Somehow I missed the FOP. Eh. In any case, the Americans have decided that they have enough troops to start charging forwards again. 3 squads of riflemen and a mortar team seem to be enough in their minds. Now, if they want to make this really deadly from the German side, they should be picking up this BAR right there. Heck, even throwing out... There we go, bundle grenade. Doing some great work there, and these riflemen are completely chopped to pieces. Like I said, this is not the highest tier of play, but every now and again... Yowza. Command vehicle? Okay, so I guess someone just called in the air support from the British side of things. No, it was you. Yeah, that was kind of a bad idea. Between the MGs as well as this flak emplacement, really only one place that was going to go, and that was straight into the ground. Ooh. He built it. Huzzah. So here, guys, we're going to turn it around. We're going to start looking at for the British side of things because we're going to get ourselves a artillery strike. I can about predict it right here. There we go. And he actually could put down another one if he wants to. Question is, what's he shooting at first? My guess is right this area. And Sunchip has this... Ooh! Took out 2 squads of Royal Engineers in one shot. Sunchip, though, went for that infantry company, so he's bringing in a priest. Interesting decision there. I'm going to assess that we're going to see probably, maybe even the death of his Bofors.
Emplacement under attack.
Pretty darn good here. And that Centaur, well, he is up and he's going to be going down. He's mythological for a reason. He dies. Flak half-track is probably going to die, though. Piat is more than enough to take that out. Bofors does not get taken out yet, but I believe that there one just went the marksman. Jeez. And 9 kills. He's got 9 kills already, man. And I believe the Americans and the Brits just blew it. They just blew it here. Now if you wanted to, the Germans in this particular case, we could saddle forward with both of these Panthers. Take this out for sure. Heck, we could even have fragmentation bombs. Bomb here or bomb here. And forward assembly is still up, but it's not going to be for long with that kind of firepower. Priest, we're still looking to shoot. Oh, he's decent position, but not wonderful overall. And HiScore is probably going to take out this universal carrier for free. Free structure. Surprised he's not using stand fast, because at that point it was just to be repairing for free. Both tanks should be able to start engaging and take out this 40mm emplacement. One Panther, though, is getting slaughtered like that. That's, again, that 17-pounder does an incredible amount of damage. Go back to the EZ-8, though. Excuse me, LEFH. So that goes down. He's aiming back here? No, he's looking for the 17-pounder. That's a good call as well. So once the Sim City goes down, the Brits will have nothing. Their infantry is not going to be anywhere near enough to take out what the Germans are going to be doing. And zeroing artillery, oh god. If he can get LOS, this is going to be incredibly good. Thing is that he's not even moving in with infantry, which is a stupid idea. Because again, this thing ramps up the longer it's visible, so if he actually sees it, it'll be hunky-dory, but I don't think that counts as being seen either. Oh well. In any case, yeah, the Germans just pounding their way through here, and now they're going to start engaging from ulterior directions, let's call it. Command carrier goes down, and there goes the 17-pounder, and that is going to be pretty much the end, I would say, of the Allied hopes and dreams here. Sunchip's got, again, a single vehicle, and it's an artillery piece.
We've dropped to 200 points.
Big deal. 6-pounder starts putting rounds into the back of that Panther. I mean, and that's a problem, but it's a problem that the Piats are a problem. Which is to say, not a huge one. Now they could circle strafe or charge it. Either way, this could be pretty much a dead 6-pounder without even trying. Now, I don't think this is amusing per se, but interesting enough to me, I didn't realize until pretty much yesterday. Ooh, HiScore loses an MG there. The 6-pounder and the 57mm were exactly the same thing. I never really realized that. HiScore in the meantime, strafing run, gonna start taking out these little lads right here. And did some good damage, but not anywhere near enough.
It's ready.
Hey, but here's a petard AVRE. Problem with that is that we're already going to be seeing the the LEFH trying to find British troops back here. In fact, does he get those kills? He's got one more kill. That first salvo for him was absolutely brilliant. And luckily enough for the AVRE as well as these engineers, these rounds are impacting everywhere but where they need to be. But the Death Star is cleared to fire. Again, the 290mm, dude. Incredibly powerful against infantry. However, against tanks, including this thing like this Königstiger that is now coming forward, as long as he doesn't blow it through the ice, which is entirely possible, things are pretty much done. Though, for the life of me, having both a Tiga and a Königstiger out on the map, to me, yeah, this should be way more stressed. Actually, it should be blown to pieces. Königstiger dives into the Allied side of things. He's going to take out this 57mm super quick. And this AVRE is going to take a shot at these tanks. That'd be a dumb play. I mean, it'll be, you know, it could be worse, but it'd just be way, way better. But this is the swan song, it looks like, for our Allied players. 26 minutes in, and we're going to see... Oh, fragmentation bomb run. That's definitely going down.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
Königstiger is taking rear armor hits, and he doesn't really care. 57mm, yeah. Heck, it might even go down, but who cares at this point? Germans could just trade bodies for time, and it would not matter.
The enemy is down to 75 points.
He's gonna get one final barrage in? Yes, he is. Question is he going for here or back here? Either way, it'd be kind of fun. Oh, well, that was surprisingly good. Brits are down to just the AVRE and the Royal Engineer Squad. Meanwhile, the Americans, they have many, many more. Close. I'm not sure I would say close game there. I think the German tech up straight to basically tier 4 units was surprisingly effective from HiScore, and can definitely show the positives, let's call it.
We lost a gun crew.
Can show the positives of taking an ulterior path. A lot of other individuals might have gone along and done something like teched into, heck, I don't know, a P4 or a couple P4s, but no, a fairly quick Panther after 15 minutes. That is not really that fast or that slow. Definitely helped that the Germans controlled all the fuel in the early part of the game. I'm gonna rotate this down so we can just see all the death and destruction. So thank you so much for actually sending this in. I had to check the name on this one again. I'm not even sure he played this particular game. But yes, guys, occasionally there isn't as top tier plays we might want. Wow, strafing runs just doing incredible amount of damage there. But still, I don't know, I found this actually kind of amusing. I'm always okay when the Allies get drubbed in this game. I'm sorry, they just win way too often for my liking. So winner by final score of 266 to nothing. We are going to see HiScore in Easy 8 get their own high score on this match in 28 minutes and 16 seconds. Lina Wuelcke and Sunchip, well done, guys, but at the same time, you didn't keep up that pressure, and you find yourself getting complacent, setting up a fortress here and a fortress here. And what did the Germans do? They did exactly what Sun Tzu would have done, punched right through the middle and divided them. Napoleon would have approved as well. But that's going to be it for me today, folks. Once again, thank you so much for sending this game on in. Thank you guys for checking out another Submission Saturday, and I will see you guys all soon next week. Now, one quick plug. I am in the middle of a transition career-wise, so I'm going to be streaming a lot more next week. Several hours, maybe even every day next week. We'll see how that goes. So I'll try to put up a video maybe on Sunday detailing when I expect to be streaming and what I'm going to be streaming on that given day. Anyone out there has their own particular thoughts, feel free to share them. But that's going to be it. I will see you guys all soon. This is Colin Ulrich signing off. You all have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.